Prince Harry's lawyer was scolded by a judge over a leaked draft judgment in his police security lawsuit. The Duke of Sussex is suing the UK government for having removed his police protection during trips to Britain. Prince Harry's lawyer has been slammed by a High Court judge for an entirely unacceptable breach of court rules, as he attempts to sue the Home Office. Parts of some documents in the Duke of Sussex's claim against the Home Office will be kept secret, the judge ruled, as he also criticised his lawyer. His attorney Shahid Fatima received a stern word from Judge Jonathan Swift after it emerged an embargoed version of a judgment, shared with the lawyers before it was formally handed down, was circulated to former British Army Major General Tim Robinson. The latter is a partner at the law firm Schillings, which represents Harry, but he is not a lawyer and therefore should not have gotten the copy of the judge's ruling. Judge Swift said, "It seems to me there was a breach of the embargo. The draft judgment should not have been provided to Mr. Robinson." He added, "It is also unacceptable you have come here without an apology." Fatima told the High Court in London on Thursday that Harry's team did not believe there had been a breach of the embargo. The judge replied, "Let me disabuse you of that notion, there has been a breach." Fatima said she took full responsibility, prompting the judge to ask, "But no apology?" Quoted by the Evening Standard, Fatima said, "With the benefit of hindsight, I should have thought more fully, before the emails were sent, about Mr. Robinson's status, and with the benefit of hindsight I should have, out of an abundance of caution, contacted the court." Swift said, "It's not for me to require you to apologize. It should be a matter for you as a matter of professional conscience. If you chose not to, there is nothing I propose to do about it." Fatima said, "I am very sorry for the fact I didn't think fully before the emails were sent and I didn't contact the court sooner." Swift told her the saga was not doing you any good before the court moved on to the judgment on what information should be made public in Harry's security lawsuit. The court ruled parts of Harry's claim against the UK Home Office would remain confidential in order to protect the security interests of members of the royal family and others who receive police protection. The judgment has been released and reads, "Information about these matters would self-evidently be of interest to anyone wishing to harm a person within the scope of the security arrangements and would assist them to piece together previous practice with a view to anticipating present or future security provision." Thursday's ruling only covers the redaction of documents and does not decide the merits of Duke's claim against the Home Office, or if it can go to a full hearing. After the judgment was made public, Mr. Justice Swift criticized Harry's legal team for breaking the embargo on the document. High Court judgments are typically provided to lawyers in the case under embargo in a draft form ahead of being made public. However, Mr. Justice Swift said that a copy of Thursday's ruling had been emailed to someone who was not a lawyer, against court rules, calling this entirely unacceptable. Shahid Fatima QC, for the Duke, said she and her team were unsure about whether sending the draft judgment last week was a breach, but had decided to report it to the judge on Wednesday. However, the senior judge said it was a clear breach and questioned why it had not been raised immediately. Mr. Justice Swift continued, "It should have been obvious that what happened was a breach. At the very least, it should have been obvious that it needed to be reported to the judge, me, as soon as possible. It is also unacceptable that you come without an apology to the court," he later said.